Why do you use a Fazioli piano and not a Steinway?
Well, in particular this Fazioli piano, I had the chance of going to the factory in Sicily near Venice and picking it myself for the fleet in London. I love Fazioli pianos. I find they have loads of personality. They have a very different sound aesthetic to Steinway, and I think variety is a wonderful thing. If you think 150 years ago, there were many brands, Pleyel, Rach, Broadwood in England, the German ones, the Austrian ones, and each had a different kind of sound. It was not about being better or worse, it was about variety, about being different tools for different repertoire, and I find that playing on Fazioli, on this Fazioli in particular, is such a wonderful experience that I was practicing last night in the hall, and just this kind of personal connection you have with the piano is something very special and something to be cherished.
You've recently released a collection of Beethoven sonatas with Naxos. When it comes to live performance, do you prefer performing in a recital setting or a concerto alongside an orchestra? How do the experiences differ?
I'd even add a third option, and that is chamber music. So I think the three are like three corners of a triangle. They complement each other wonderfully. In a recital, you have a longer time on stage, you have a longer time to build your relationship with the audience, but you're also alone, so all the pressure and attention is on yourself. A concerto is the most exciting of the three, I'd say, because composers, knowing that they had just a short amount of time to make a very big impression, somehow wrote, when they wrote the piano concerto or any concerto, in such an effective and compact and condensed way that it just sparkles in electricity and fire and loads of adrenaline. And a concerto like Rachmaninoff Second or like Prokofiev Third, which is sometimes piano against the orchestra, there's a lot of tension. In Rachmaninoff 2, there's also a lot of intimate places, a lot of almost chamber music-like places. So it's a different kind of collaboration with the orchestra inside the concerto. But and chamber music is having maybe a bit of both roles. So you have a longer time on stage, then you have this wonderful experience of sharing musical ideas live with other people, getting inspiration from them and replying.
Very good. You are clearly a very active user of social media. How has this affected how you promote yourself as an artist, and do you see its importance increasing looking forward?
I have to say, I don't really see social media as being about promoting myself. I think for me it's more about keeping some kind of contact with the fans, because I like this kind of contact. I don't like the distance which normally exists between the performer on stage and the audience in the hall. We're completely normal people, just like everybody else, and I think I cannot talk about everyone, but for me, this kind of normal human interaction is extremely important. And for me, this is my chance on Facebook or on Twitter to be in direct touch with people who I know later. Some of them come to the concerts. Yes, I think it is important now because it is a way of attracting new audiences. It's a way of engaging more people, and I think it's part for me of a general idea that I have about classical music, that classical music is for everybody. It's not for a select or elite group of people, not at all. It is something which is so universal, which can affect us so deeply, and it talks about such basic things, such basic emotions, that it cannot but touch everyone. And one of my biggest desires in life is to be able to share this with as many people as possible.
I completely agree. Rachmaninoff Piano Concerto No. 2 is an all-time favourite for many classical music lovers. How do you approach such a familiar piece with a fresh approach?
For me, I think the point of departure is the score. It's not what other pianists have done between the composition and now, but it is just the score on its own. And I think what I just talked about the music being about emotions, it is so true about Rachmaninoff in general and about this concerto in particular. And emotions, if you think of them, things like passion, love, tension, sadness. When we feel them, when we experience them, it doesn't matter that everybody else in the world has experienced them previously. It doesn't matter that we have experienced them previously. They always feel fresh and alive, and because they are now, and they exist right now, and they're true to whatever state we are now. So I think this is the thing about this concerto. It talks about all these emotions. It's a very well, not emotional in a bad kind of word, but it somehow manages to bypass your brain and go directly into your heart, into your guts sometimes, and it's a very visceral piece of music. Just the opening, after you play these chords and the orchestra comes in, sitting on stage, is like a huge wave crashing. So to have this, I think one needn't try to be original. You just try to be genuine, to do the music justice, and just follow wherever it leads you.
Right. As I'm sure everyone's aware, the Fazioli has been rolled on stage and is being set for this afternoon's rehearsals. Yeah. So, Boris Giltburg, thank you for joining us.
Thank you. It's
very much
my pleasure. I'm too very much looking forward to the concert. Thank you.
Thank you.